Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel Empath Butterflies Tarot. Now today I am joined with the amazing, beautiful Nikki K.
Hi.
And as you guys all know, Nikki K actually does the DECAN series on the channel. But before we go into that, I don't know if you guys remember, but Nikki K has mentioned that she's in the process of writing a story. So I wanted to do this interview so you guys can get a feel of who Nikki K is. She's not just, she doesn't just do astrology, readings for this channel. She's actually an author. So Nikki, for the viewers, you mentioned in the past that you are currently doing a book. Okay, could you just explain to us what the book's called and what the book's about?
Okay, the book's called Decades of My Life 90s. Now, it's about a girl called Sabrina Miller and her friends. And what she's talking about is, it's like she's writing a diary, basically. Okay. So the diary's about her friends, her family, the drama that's happening within her and school, her future boyfriends. So, and also her friends also are speaking about their life as well. So it's not just about her, it's about their lives as well. So it's set in 1993. I don't know if you remember 1993. I don't think we all remember 1980. Thank God for the internet. So most of it's about, because they're all 13. Some of them are just turning 13. So her friends are Sabrina, there's Carlos, there's Nisha, there's Lynn, and there's Andre.
So they're a crew or something?
They're like a crew. How they got together was a little bit funny in the beginning. Yeah. But they've gotten really closer now. Yeah.
Okay, and what I liked about what you just mentioned is that we've got Andre and we've got Carlos and we've got Nisha. So it sounds like there's a lot of people from different ethnicities in this crew that you just mentioned. And also around that time when you're going into becoming a proper teenager, it is a funny time.
It is.
Because you just left high school and then you're going into teenager mode, and then all these thoughts and feelings and, oh, that guy's nice, that girl's pretty, but what does that mean? So is a book going to be exploring those sort of feelings for like young teens?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think a lot of young teens will be able to relate to this as well. Yeah. Because some of them are Sabrina's 13, so is Andre, and so is Nisha's going to be 13, Lynn's 13, Carlos just turned 13. So it's all that hormonal change. So, you're going to have all these hormones, some of them start like their periods, and, a lot of them are going to be like the boys as well. They're going to go through like the puberty, the spots, and
the moodiness,
constantly moodiness, so, and also like Sabrina, she's Jamaican descent. Carlos is Italian descent. Nisha's Indian descent. Lynn is Chinese descent, and Andre is he's half Irish, half Jamaican. So they're all different ethnicities.
Okay.
As well. So also they're towards, in the future they'll be talking about how when their parents came, how it was for them. And I think that's very important, especially with all this whole Brexit thing. Yeah. And immigrants and everything, So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's very interesting because this book is gonna appeal to a lot of different cultures, and that is what the world is now. It's not just like, I like the way you're just not focusing on one sort of, religion or culture. It's expanded, so a lot of people can get an insight to how other people live, etc., etc.
Definitely.
But what made you think of doing a story like this?
I remember speaking about writing a book. I don't know, maybe years ago. I think 2-3 years ago, I was telling you I want to write a book, and I was saying they should all have magic. But then I thought, no, but J.K. Rowling's done that already, Yeah. But I remember you saying to me, just write. If you do, just write. What comes into your head, just write. So then I just started writing. Obviously you have to do their biographies.
Yes.
I'm in that process of doing their biographies. So a lot of that's going on as well. But also just when you're writing a diary book, it's just constant. Some of it flows, and some of it's like a different story. Especially when you're writing her friends, what they're talking about as well. Some of it flows, some of it doesn't flow, but it's interesting their thoughts, because I hear their thoughts in my head on what they want to say. So, yeah.
I mean, I've read some of this diary book, that the Decades of My Life, and I do think that it's quite it's an original idea. I know, like in the past, I don't know if you guys know, but Adrian Mole had a diary book thing like that. But this is different in a case where it's about a girl living in, where do they live? London?
They live in Halsden, actually.
Okay, they live in Halsden, and Halsden is a part of London. Okay, for you guys that are not familiar with that place, but also, what I wanted to say that I like the way, like, you did mention, oh, it doesn't flow all the time in the diary book, but realistically, if you're a teenager and you're going high school and you've got a lot going on, you're going with your friends and that, you're not always going to remember to write in a diary. So that's what makes it kind of unique and real to me.
Okay.
So that's why, even though sometimes you might think, oh, it's not every day the person wrote, not every day you're going to write. It's only when certain things happen you're going to write. So that's why it makes it real.
Right.
So, yeah. So how can the viewers find this diary book?
I've got an Instagram page for it, Decades of My Life on Instagram. Also, I've got the blog site, which we're going to leave the link down below as well. So, and also I've got a Facebook page for it as well, Decades of My Life 90s. So, yeah, I hope you guys like reading the book.
Okay, so... So how can people find a book to read? How can, because you actually put snippets up on, Instagram, don't you? And tell the viewers where they can find you and follow you on Instagram.
Okay. On Instagram, it's called Decades of My Life 90s.
Okay.
On Facebook, it's Decades of My Life 90s. And also, I've got the link as well for Decades of My Life, which we're going to, the actual blog of Decades of My Life. On Instagram, it's got, how can I explain it? What happened in '93 in terms of like the fashion, the music, even some of what they're saying is on Instagram. So if you don't know what it's about, or like because I think with the Instagram it's very image based, lots of image based. So everything on Instagram is what happened in '93 is like TLC. You know,
you guys remember them, don't you? Right?
Oh yeah, I hope you do. What else? You know, you got like TV movies that came out, TV movies that even finished.
Billy Joel.
Oh, Billy Joel. A lot of songs that were like big in those days, like Shakademus and Pliers.
Mariah Carey was very big.
Mariah Carey was very big. It just takes you back. You know, Arrested Development. You know, a lot of rap songs, a lot of rap. Even I didn't even know that Puff Daddy he founded Bad Boy in 1993. So a lot of things that started in '93, fashion in '93. Things that finished in '93 as well. I had to do a lot of research, guys. I hope you don't really like what I've done.
And it also shows that through this research, you're learning stuff as well. You just mentioned, I didn't even know that Bad Boys, you know what I mean? So you're learning things. So this book is actually letting you learn things from what happened in the past, you know?
Definitely.
So it's good.
There's also some sad things in there as well that happened.
Yeah.
You know, like the Stephen Lawrence case.
Yes.
Jamie Bolger. These things are unfortunate, but they made history.
Yeah.
These cases are still going on now.
Yeah.
You know, so these things are important for it as well.
Are important, yeah.
You know?
So, guys, you heard it here first. Nikki K's mentioned it before, but this is the insight about the book and how you can read the book. And for any of you guys that are in like your mid-30s, even for you young listeners out there, you know, if you want to understand what was going on in '93, the sort of energy that we were living under, then I wonder what the eclipse was in '93. That would be interesting as well.
That would be very interesting. I haven't even looked at that, you know.
Yeah.
I'll get back to you. We'll get back to each other on that.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Okay, so guys, thank you for listening to that. We're going to move on to Nikki K and, you know, how she got into astrology. So, moving on to astrology now, Nikki K, what made you actually get into astrology?
Funny, in 1993, I got into astrology.
Wow. You hear that, guys?
Yeah, you see how funny that in 1993 I got into astrology. Crazy. I liked someone. I wanted to find out what star sign they, and I found out what star sign they was. I just started reading their star sign and mine. But it's only when I reached 18, 19 was when I got Jonathan Craner's book, and then I understood about moon signs. You know, depending what time you're born, you know what moon sign. So my moon's Taurus. After then, through him, I got interested in like Venus and Mars and how to like, you know, what do they call it now? Sanistry. He called it compatibility then, but it's actually Sanistry now. And that's how I got